first, we will demonstrate the first come first served scheduling algorithm. So sorry for that. Here is our inputs. And what the program does is it stores these inputs into a 2D array. So this is the row. Stores everything into process. Trials is basically the length of process. How many processes does the CPU need to execute? Time passed is the total amount of time the CPU is the total amount of time that the CPU is currently running. Time exec is the amount of time that the CPU uses to execute a certain process. Exec process is basically a your given process that's currently executing. So the the while loops when as long as queue size, which is the number of process you need to execute, is greater than 0. It decrements after every process or after each process has finished executing. It first checks if, for example, it first checks whether a given process is supposed to be loaded into the queue. So it checks if process I, so it loops around, it checks if process I of 0 is equal to the current time of the CPU, time passed. If it is equal, then it loads the information inside of that given row of process into your queue. It then queues that. After the loop, during the loop, it continually checks if queue dot size is greater than 0. Obviously, you cannot peek into a queue if it doesn't contain anything. Then the topmost of that queue is going to be executed. Exec process equals queue dot peek. Now, the reason why I excluded time passed ++ is because regardless of whether your queue has any elements to it, the CPU time will continue to run. And it'll check if queue dot size is greater than 0. Obviously there is currently a process that's being run. Then time exec, or the time that the CPU uses to execute, it's incremented +1. Now this is the trickier part. If the time being executed is equal to the amount of time that the process needs